All right, we got Bob Beatham with us in between sessions here at the Augusta Civic Center. We saw two good Class D games earlier where the North swept today. Good day for the Southern Rooster girls and great defensive effort for Bangor Christian. We want to talk about the tournament overall, but let's start with that since it just happened. Talk about that defensive effort by Jalen Reed, guided Tewksbury, and Ray John Reed guided Harry Lewis. Those two players, as Coach said after the game, are tough to compliment. Defense wins championships, huh?
No question. I think overall, Bangor Christian's quickness, I think, really went out today. Really, all their starters, the Strabell brothers, and also the Reeds, very quick, very athletic, and created a lot of havoc defensively, and really was able to win the day for Bangor Christian in the first gold ball in school history.
Yeah, something else there. Southern Rooster girls, kind of momentum change when they had a little delay. Coach Urquhart mentioned that in our post-game interview. Did that kind of, you got a chance to talk to his team for 5 or 6 minutes, and after Mally scored 2 baskets, they kind of took over from there. So that changed everything, and Southern Rooster did their thing.
Yeah, I think the experience of Southern Roostic certainly was a big factor today as well. They've been here, Valley, very young team. I would expect them to be making a run and probably one of the teams to beat Southern Maine for years to come, and it could be them cutting down the nets and Bangor next year in the state final.
Yeah, that's Coach Urquhart said we might be passing the torch here soon with Lee and Howell, the 8th grader there, is one of the better players in Class let's talk about the tournament overall. Obviously you saw 3 games at Bangor, as did I. A lot of lopsided scores. We talked in the past about how we can kind of change that, but how they can kind of change that. You're a big advocate of going back to 4 classes. How do you think that can be done?
Well, I think that would certainly, it's not going to obviously resolve all the flaws. You're never going to do that. It's part of sports. But I think when you went to 4 classes and 5 classes, what happened is that now what's typically your 7 and 8 seeds, wouldn't have been tournament teams, 8 years ago back when they went to 5 classes. I ran the numbers for the tournament this year, and I'm going to run the numbers of the last 8 years versus the previous, 8 years of the 4 classes and kind of do a comparison there. But half of the quarterfinals games this year were decided by 30 points or more. 2/3 were decided by 20 or more. So I think it's certainly having the 4 classes, or 5 classes rather, certainly had a detrimental effect as far as non-competitive games.
And that gives more competitive games going to make things better for everybody. Part of the attendance, obviously, I think part of it, you go with the fees, you go with the hassle of getting tickets, and then you're going to go come see a 30-point game. Put all that together, it's kind of going to make less people come because they got to pick and choose kind of when they're going to come.
Maybe a little bit, although I think this is the first year that they've gone to that, and I think the attendance this year was maybe down slightly, but I think it's pretty comparable. I think when you throw the championship games there, I think the attendance has been pretty comparable to what we've had in the past. So I'm not sure that's got as much to do with it as, again, games that aren't competitive, and I think going in, people figure that they aren't going to be competitive.
Let's talk about the Orono boys team for a little bit. Just impressive what they've done in the last 2 years. Ed Catala, class act 100%, and P.S. Walston, as clutch as you can get, huh?
Yeah, those kids, certainly won a lot of games, won the 8-man football championship this year, won it last year. And those kids really went through the gauntlet to get to a state championship game, going through Carroll, going through Wellsburg, and then going through Old Town, holding all those teams under 50 points. Orono was certainly very good last year. I think the Orono team this year was better, just because defensively I thought they were better.
And, obviously Oceanside, a great team, but really didn't face a defense like Orono all year, huh?
No question. You hold Oceanside to 848 points in the ballgame. That's a really, really good defensive effort.
Class B, touching real quick, Class B girls, what a run by Old Town. Nobody really expected them. Well, I know you told me earlier in the year they would, but then once they lost Lauren, probably nobody kind of expected them to get where they did. They put up a better game against Oceanside too.
Absolutely, they got down 22-7 in that ball game. Oceanside shot the ball very well in the first half. Old Town did a really nice job containing in the second half. Made a run, got it down to 6, and then Oceanside was just able to hang on to the end. Again, credit to congratulations to Oceanside, and then definitely a credit to hometown.
Yeah. Tonight we got two Class C games. We'll go backwards. Let's start with Mount View. That place, they're already kind of filling the side a little bit. We're about an hour before even the girls' game starts. The community sport, I don't think I've heard the cross center that even with Orono, Old Town, or Ellsworth. I don't think I've heard the cross center as loud as when Mount View is there. Huh?
They certainly have tremendous community support. I'm sure we'll fill their section here tonight, and should be a great atmosphere here at the Civic Center tonight.
Yeah. What do you, obviously we didn't see Monmouth, but obviously this is going to be Mount View's biggest challenge of this tournament. Kind of what do you expect from them? Obviously Noah Hurd's a dynamic player.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I think, Mount View is going to be pretty much, what they've been doing all along. I do suspect that, Monmouth certainly stays with them. And honestly, I think the game could really go either way tonight. I don't think you can really pick a favorite either way.
And Dexter is walking in right now. They kind of play their style. Obviously, big for them to stay in the game, and then they can play their style the whole game and kind of dictate the tempo, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure Pauldale's going to try to tempo things a little bit tonight. Try to come out with some pressure, really, push the ball up the floor, but. It's going to be battle of concepts and styles. We'll see which one comes out on top tonight.
What was your best thing you saw at the tournament this year? I know my answer, and I'm going to see if it's the same thing.
best thing I saw at the tournament was the young lady from Fort Kent who did a phenomenal job with the national anthem.
That's actually 100% what I was going to say. What was the best game?
Best game of the tournament, I think, was probably on that Saturday, the quarterfinal. I think the Caribou-Arnold game was the best game I saw at the tournament.
And it was a fun year. What do you got on that? You got Mansfield Stadium's the next home, right?
Yeah, probably mid-April we'll get started there. This would be my 29th season. Would have been 30 this year if not for the COVID year in 2020. But this is year 29 for me behind the mic at Mansfield Stadium.
Can you tell everybody where to get a famous Brownie Sunday?
Right at Mansfield Stadium, the concession stand.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
All right. Thank you.